Entry 1. The Chain Smoker. When she woke, she was already chained to the bed. The blindfold kept her oblivious, and the duct tape kept her screams silent. I had stripped her long before, restraining her beautiful body. I had been standing over her for some time now, and I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I couldn't help but drooling. She immediately panicked and started thrashing about. The rusty shackles that kept her in place dug into her wrists and ankles, opening fresh wounds. As the familiar, salty iron scent hit the air, I almost lost myself. I nearly turned control over to him right then and there. I dug my hands into my pockets, grabbing my pack of smokes and my Zippo. I lit a cig and took a nice, deep drag. Wait your turn, I told him. You'll get your chance. You always do. I finished my smoke and lit another. After all, it wouldn't be the same without it. I walked over to the girl and removed her blindfold. The duct tape, however, stayed where it was. Screams don't do anything for me. That's his thing. The girl, her name escapes me at the moment. Actually, I'm not even sure if I knew it to begin with. He probably knows it though. The obsessive bastard always makes sure to find out as much about his victim as possible. I digress. The girl had to be in about her mid-20s and was overwhelmingly beautiful. It was almost a shame I had to do this. Almost. She stared up at me, a look of pure terror etched on her gorgeous face. I smiled at her and took a long, deep drag off my smoke. I held for a few seconds, and then proceeded to blow it directly into her face. As I did, I took the lit cherry of my cigarette and pressed it against the tender flesh of her exposed breast. Her reaction was intense and immediate. Even through the duct tape, I could clearly hear her screams of anguish. I left it there a full minute, leaving a third-degree burn. I took another drag and proceeded to do the same with her other breast. Again, her reaction was immediate. Her face contorted with pain so beautiful it bordered on angelic. Sweat starts pouring down my face, and I can hear the bastard again. He's getting impatient. Keeps telling me, get the book. Get the book. You'll get your chance. Just not yet, I tell him, as I grab my smokes and pull 3 more and light them all at once. I start sucking down one after another, 3 more, another 3, another 3. Once I've finally calmed myself, I look in my pack. I only had 5 smokes left. I run over to my jacket and start fishing around in the pockets. What the fuck? They're gone. I could have sworn I had another pack of smokes in my jacket. Where the fuck are they? I hear the asshole ask me if I've lost something, as if it wasn't apparent. Ah, you asshole. Look what you made me do. How the hell am I going to finish what I've started with only 5 smokes? He tells me it's not his problem, and this just makes it that much easier for him to take control. Fucking asshole. He knows exactly how to push my buttons. He tells me I better chill because if I lose my cool, I lose my turn. I do my best to compose myself and turn back toward the girl. Her pain has subsided somewhat, but the absolute terror on her face made up for it. It must have been our argument. After all, I have no idea how it must look to a third party. I digress again. I'm going to get as much done as possible before he takes control. I take the rest of my smokes out of my pack and light them all at once. 2 in my left hand, 3 in my right. I walk back over to the girl. I climb on top of her, straddling her. I do something I've never done before. I speak to my victim. I'm sorry, this usually isn't my style. I normally like to take things slow, take my time. But time isn't something I have at the moment. And with that, I began to place cigarette burn after cigarette burn across her naked, vulnerable body. And with each burn, I took a drag off a cigarette. I heard the muffled, pained screams of the girl, and it made things a little better. It lasted longer than I thought it would, but it still wasn't long enough. Eventually, I was just taking drags off butts in an attempt to delay the inevitable. Time's up, I hear him tell me. I know, I replied. I climbed off the burnt, charred, but still very much alive body of the girl. I looked down at her for a moment, at her tear-drenched face, and felt a small twinge of pity, because I knew what was coming next. I leaned down and kissed her on her forehead. I turned and walked over to the dresser where he kept it. Sweat is already running down my face, and chills are rackling my body as I reach into the drawer and pull out the book. Leather-bound, emblazoned with a cross. A book of God. And what he kept in it was just so wrong. Open it, I hear him tell me. And I do as I'm told. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that should do it. The hell? Oh shit, this thing's still on.